So what are you going to do if your brother won't agree to sell a home that you're inheriting? So mom and dad passed away, they left you this house, it's in their name, and now you're going through the probate process, and now you own a piece of property with your brother. Well, comes an issue if they don't want to sell it. Unfortunately, the only way, you have two options. One, you get them to buy you out, right? So they just, you come up with some sort of agreement and they want to buy out your share. But maybe they don't want to buy out your share, maybe they're just unable to. They don't have the money to pay you to buy you out. Unfortunately, you're going to have to get the courts involved to force the sale of the property. This is going to be a lawsuit called a partition action, where the judge is going to get involved, and the judge is essentially going to force the sale of the property. Now, this might be your only option, but obviously there's a lot of issues with this. One, now you're involved in a lawsuit against your brother, which maybe is not something you want to deal with. Two, you got to spend the money on it. So now there's attorney's fees, legal fees, all this included in doing this lawsuit, and you might not even get a great outcome. You might not even get a value. Most of the time, the court's going to appoint a realtor for this. It takes several months. So there's a lot of issues with it. If you have to do it, you have to do it. Obviously, the goal would be, how do you avoid this? So most of the time when we're doing an estate plan, when we're doing a will, when we're doing a trust for somebody, and our clients come to us and they say, hey, listen, I've got two kids, I just want them to get the property 50-50. I generally I agree with them. Okay, you want them to get 50-50, that's fine. But let's figure out a way where when you pass away, the property isn't just owned by them 50-50. And now again, you have the issue where maybe one of them wants to sell it, the other doesn't. One of them wants to live in it. The other one doesn't think it's fair that they're living there rent free. And it just creates a lot of problems. So we'll try to come up with a strategy, where maybe we say, listen, let's give them the opportunity to buy the other one out. Let's say that, for example, after you pass away, once property gets, the person managing it, they're going to order an appraisal on the property to find out the true value of it. Then let's give them 60 days to buy out the other, if they're able to take out a mortgage on it, and buy out the other if they want to. And if they're unable to, and if they can't agree within a certain amount of time, then the trustee, the person who's managing the property, is authorized and instructed to sell the property and split the proceeds evenly. And that way, again, there still might be a little bit of hard feelings, but at least you've put out there, you've kind of laid the ground rules that says, this is what's going to happen. If you guys can work it out, great. But I don't want you all battling over this house for the next 2 to 3 years. I'm going to give you some time. And if somebody wants to keep it, great. If you've got the financial resources to buy the other one out, great. And if not, or if you all can't agree what to do with it, then I'm going to instruct that the property be sold. So that's just one of the solutions that we might come up with. But, so hopefully you're on the beginning stages of that, and you can prepare for that and do a trust or do a will or something that's going to put some language in there to protect your kids or make sure that you're protected. But if it's already happened and you can't get your brother or sister or somebody to agree to sell, then most likely you're going to have to get an attorney involved and file some sort of lawsuit to force the sale of the property.